We are here in the bunker. Reason being, many people message me about struggling with bunker shots. So I thought, I would try and offer some insight into how I play bunker shots from different lies in different situations. So we've got a really, really nice bunker and chipping area here at Harpen and Common. Thank you again for having us. So I'm going to demonstrate to you the classic splash shot technique and how I choose to play that shot and how I go about thinking about how to play that shot in the simplest way possible. We're going to talk about when we don't have as much sand, and then we're going to talk about having a plug lie also. So let's get straight into it. I've got my 58-degree PXG wedge here. I choose 10 degrees of bounce. If you don't know what bounce is basically the angle at the back of the wedge, and we can utilize this to stop the club digging in its simplest form. Okay, so when I have a lie like this first lie, now in this first lie I've been very lucky to place this ball, but we've got some sand underneath the ball, we've got a lovely lie. In this instance, I know I can literally allow the bounce to work underneath this ball. I don't need to do anything funky, and this should be a relatively straightforward shot. So how I would go about doing this, I would play the face slightly open, not miles and miles open, but slightly open. I would play the ball almost on my front heel, turn my front foot out as a platform and lean onto that. So I almost feel like I've got 70% of my pressure on this front foot. From there, I'll have that shaft almost level with this line. So it's very up and down. I don't have much shaft lean. Sometimes I'll almost have it back, but level to keep it relatively simple. So we've got our pressure left, we've got the handle nice and low, and I'll be quite far away from it compared to a chip shot because I want my center of gravity to be a little bit lower, and that will help us with a bit of a launch. So we play the ball forward, sit down into the shot, weight on the left-hand side with a slightly open face. And what I'm thinking in my swing is, as I go back, I'm almost trying to feel like if I had sand on that head, I'm almost trying to turn the sand over my shoulder. So I'm trying to almost get the face really, really open. And that's going to enable me then to release the club aggressively at the bottom and utilize that bounce. I don't need to aim left or right. I don't need to swing across it. I'm going to swing straight down the target. I'm going to stand nice and square. I want to keep it really simple. Keep my weight on the front foot. Feel the sensation of opening the loft, and then just trust the club nice and slowly. And there we have it. Lovely bunker shot, about 4 feet past the flag. And you see that was quite effortless. We'll go on to if we're hitting it further. So say we've got a little bit of a further pin. Just to keep this simple, say we had another good lie, I'm going to do the exact same thing, but I'm just not going to open the face as much. I like to feel like the swing is almost long and languid all of the time. Picture really good bunker players like your Ernie Elses, your Freddie Couple, people who have that sort of lazy, long, languid swing. I picture that when I'm about to hit one. So again, I'll have the face slightly less open, same ball position, center of gravity low, a little bit in my left-hand side. Try and keep it there. Again, the face is less open now, so I know it's going to travel more forwards. Same tempo, loft on the club, release the bounce. Again, if you look at that, it's just run just past the pin. There was a little stone under that ball, so it stopped the spin, okay? But again, you could see the concept of how you hit that shot. Now, in the UK, sometimes we are not blessed with the best bunkers. So sometimes, right, we're gonna have not much sand. So now if you look at this lie is pretty terrible, okay? I don't have any sand. That club is gonna bounce. It's not gonna cut through nicely. So in this instance, I can't use the bounce, because if I did use the bounce would bounce and I'd probably knife it about 30 yards. So the way I want you to imagine this is we've got to dig a little bit more here and we've got to get underneath the ball. So what I would pretty much do is just adjust my setup. So if I'm going for the front pin again, I would still play the face open, but this time I'd play the ball position more in the middle of my stance. Still play the same pressure. I'll play the handle actually a little bit more in front. And what that will do, that will angle the leading edge more down, stop me utilizing the bounce. And I'm almost going to feel like on this particular shot, I aim a little bit further left and I swing a little bit more out to in, like a slice almost. What that's going to do, that's going to help me get that attack angle down, help me get underneath that golf ball. So ball in the middle, weight on the left-hand side, hands a little bit in front, although I've still got the face open. I'm going to feel like I swing a little bit more out to in. You can see it's more up and down, okay, and it's a bit more of a chopping kind of motion. You'll see it's a bit more of a dig, so I'll just show you the motion now. There we go. We're going to go up, down. Ball comes out lower, definitely less spin, but we still got a lovely contact, even off that horrible lie. If you did want to get it higher, we'll open the face a little bit more. We could sit the handle down, but it's still the same sensation. And again, contact when you get horrible like that is just paramount, and giving yourself that chance at the putt. Right, last opportunity. We have the horrible plugged lie. Ball sitting down. We'll go quite bad with this, right? So I'm sitting that right down into the sand. If I arrived in this instant, I would be not happy whatsoever, right? So I'm thinking now, if you think about it, the ball is sitting below the sand on probably the hard pan sometimes of the bunker. So we've got to get even sharper into the back of the ball. So in this instance, I would barely play the face open whatsoever, almost square, maybe slightly open at most. The ball is not going to spin, it's coming out low and it's running. Again, I'm going to play it very similar to the second one. I'm going to play it slightly more middle stance, weight on the left, a little bit more shaft lean than the first one. So I'm going to angle the leading edge down, and I'm really going to feel like I'm trying to bury the club into the ground here, and I'm probably looking about here. I'm probably looking 2 inches before the ball, and I'm almost picturing getting underneath the ball with the leading edge. And I'm just going to trust that if I get deep enough, the ball should pop out. The follow through will be a lot more stabby. If you watch my follow through here, I'm going to go up, stab, ball comes out low, it's going to go in. Oh, just runs past the pin. But you can see the follow through is a lot more held off and stabby, where the normal release is a lot more releasing the bounce. So you've got to adjust your technique based upon what you're presented with. Sometimes it's unfortunate, sometimes it's unfair, but that's how we do it. I hope that helps. A couple of little tips there. On to the next.